I interrogated my interviewers about their toxic turnover rate. They panicked and offered $18,000 over budget. I'm a financial analyst. 9 years in institutional risk, the kind of work that lives in spreadsheets nobody glamorizes until a company loses $40 million and suddenly everyone wants to know who was supposed to be watching. When a well-capitalized asset management firm reached out last spring, I didn't update my portfolio first. I opened their public filings. I spent 10 days auditing them the way I'd audit a counterparty before recommending exposure. Because that's exactly what a job is. You are extending credit to an organization. 2,000 hours a year. Your reputation. Your ceiling. And most people walk into the pitch meeting without reading the prospectus. I pulled their last 3 annual reports. I cross-referenced executive departures on LinkedIn against the quarters where their reported operating costs spiked. I read every analyst note written about their parent company in 18 months. I mapped their open roles over 2 years and noticed 3 positions in the risk division that had cycled through postings repeatedly. Same titles. Different months. I walked in knowing their problems better than their recruiter did. 5 people in the room. The hiring director opened warm and practiced. Tell us what drew you to this opportunity. I set my notepad on the table. Before I answer that, I'd like to ask something. This risk analyst role, is it newly created or a replacement position? She paused. A replacement. How many people have sat in it over the past 4 years? Longer pause. A glance toward the person on her left. 3. So roughly 16 months average tenure. I said it evenly, not accusatorially. That pattern typically points to one of 3 things. The scope is undefined, the reporting structure creates friction, or the compensation doesn't hold people once they have the experience line on their resume. Which is it here? The room recalibrated visibly. The director straightened slightly. That's quite direct, she said. I'm considering allocating a significant portion of my professional life to this organization, I said. I'd rather be direct now than surprised later. She answered honestly. The previous risk director had been territorial, blocked analyst visibility to senior leadership, and created a ceiling that made growth structurally impossible. He'd been transitioned out 8 months ago. New structure, flatter reporting, direct access to the investment committee. I thanked her for the specificity. Then I moved forward. A panelist asked the standard 5-year trajectory question. I didn't perform enthusiasm. That depends on your actual promotion mechanics, I said. Your Glassdoor profile over the past 2 years shows a recurring description. Analysts mention title progressions that don't correspond to compensation movement. Can you walk me through the last 2 people promoted from this level, specifically what changed in their comp band and decision-making authority? The panelist looked at the director. The director looked at the recruiter. Nobody had a prepared answer, because nobody had ever been asked. They answered carefully. 1 promotion had been substantive. 1 had been a title adjustment with a modest raise that didn't reflect the expanded workload. They acknowledged the gap without me having to name it twice. That's when it shifted. I asked about reporting cadence to the investment committee. I asked what percentage of analyst recommendations had been actioned in the last 12 months and how that figure was tracked. I asked about their technology stack for risk modeling and whether analysts owned their tools or submitted requests through a separate team. Every question was drawn from something I'd already found. I wasn't fishing. I was confirming. About 35 minutes in, the senior analyst on the panel looked sideways at the director and said quietly, "He's done more due diligence on us than we did on him." The energy in the room shifted direction entirely. The last 20 minutes they were selling. The director walked me through a culture initiative unprompted. The recruiter described the benefits package with the energy of someone trying to close. The senior analyst pulled up a dashboard on his laptop and started explaining their modeling approach like he was giving me a product demo. They wanted me to want it. The offer came before I'd reached my car. Base salary $18,000 above their posted ceiling. The recruiter called it a committee decision made before negotiations. They didn't want to haggle. They wanted the position filled before I had time to weigh other options. I accepted. Not because the number was strong, though it was. Because when I asked hard questions, they didn't deflect. They sat with the discomfort and told me the truth. That told me more about the organization than 2 years of Glassdoor reviews combined. Most people prepare to answer in interviews. I prepared to ask. The difference is who controls the outcome.